use the Terminator brush to start working more on getting the undercoat out, because we've gotten pretty much anything on the top coat that's dead out.
But you're stuck in the middle of a moment, can't crawl out of where you are, only steps away, the world's okay, but you can't see that far. Stuck in the middle of a moment that's halfway to somewhere new. Can't go back, you're moving through. You'll have to think in ways you've never thought. You'll have to make the best of what you've got.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you what I do for Lil Bit in terms of grooming and upkeep for her. I've actually had quite a few requests from people asking, you know, what shampoo I use and what I use to bathe her, how I bathe her, and what I do in between baths. So today I'm just going to be going over that with you all and showing you some of what I do. So first things first, I'm not actually going to be giving her a full-blown bath today because she just had one about 4 days ago, and I usually give her a full bath about every other week. So every 2 weeks I'll give her like a full bath where I go shampoo her, condition her, do her nails, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not doing that today, but what I'm going to actually be showing you today is what I do in between her big baths that she gets done every 2 weeks. And I do this about every 4 days or 5 days, just because I don't want to be doing it too much, because she's not like a golden retriever or a poodle mix or a poodle that needs to have, you know, the daily brushing and the daily combing out, because she really doesn't have long curly fur or anything like that. So I'm going to be showing you what we do today, but I do also want to go over first what I do to do her, what I do to get her baths and everything. So because I don't bathe her here in the apartment in the tub or anything, because I worry about her scratching up the tub, sliding around, and I don't have a mat or anything currently. It's also really hard because we don't have the removable spouts that come off of the bathtub, so if I do it, I have to use a cup to like pour water on her to get her wet and rinse her off and everything, and it just ends up making much more of a mess than it needs to make. I also don't have a dryer to dry her off with here. So I take her to one of the local self-bathing dog stores where they have the little areas where you can bathe your dog, and it's less stressful for her because she doesn't have someone she doesn't know doing it, which is really, really nice, and I like doing it because I like having her washed a specific way. So when we go, I like to use the Tropiclean de-shedding shampoo and conditioner. Reason being, it doesn't necessarily stop her from shedding, but it does help keep her hair from just falling out constantly like it tends to do, which is really nice for, you know, because she's a service dog. I take her everywhere with me, and you know, dogs, unless you have some type of hypoallergenic dog, dogs are going to shed, dogs are going to lose a little bit of hair. But then after I do all those, I also normally use a little bit of earthbound conditioner, just because I like the smell of it, and it gives her fur a really, really nice smell and makes her fur really smooth. And I like to do both of those twice, or I don't do both of them twice. I do the de-shedding twice. So the de-shedding shampoo, I put it on her, let it sit for about 5 minutes, wash it off, put it on again, let it sit for another 5 minutes, rinse it off, then I do some of the conditioner to try and make sure that it soaks in and sits, and then I rinse out the conditioner. Then what I do is I use the blow dryer that they have there to dry off her fur and get her really, really dry. I used to not use the dryer on her just because she wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I slowly weaned her into it and got her comfortable with it, so she's perfectly fine with it now, and I dry her off and I get her pretty much completely dry normally, except for like right around her eyes. So I get her nice and dry, and then I will brush her out with, I actually have it here, with one of the rubber brushes that has the rubber prongs and stuff in it, and I brush her off with that and just make sure to get any loose fur that came loose during the bath or during drying out, and then I'll get the dryer, dry her off again to get any loose fur blown off. So that's pretty much all I do when I go to bathe her. So now I'm gonna actually take you all downstairs and we're gonna go outside to the screened in porch, and we are going to show you what I do on the days in between getting baths. So yeah, I'll meet you all downstairs. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have her come over here. Come here, Bit. Good girl. And I'm gonna take all of her collars off just so I can make sure I brush her out thoroughly. There you go. Okay, so now the first thing I'm gonna use is the rubber brush to get just some of the loose fur on top out and not worry so much yet about the undercoat. We're just gonna do the top first. So come here. Here. Here we go. Good. Now that we've done that one, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Furminator brush to start working more on getting the undercoat out, because we've gotten pretty much anything on the top coat that's dead out. So, gonna go ahead and do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to brush her teeth, and I use this Tropiclean Fresh Breath and one of these Tropiclean toothbrushes to do her teeth. So I put this here and just kind of squeeze it down into the brush like that. I know, this is your least favorite part. Come here, open, open. Good girl. Yes, so the last thing I'm going to do is I have these Animal Planet pet wipes that I'm just going to wipe her down with. Come, right here. Good girl. And then I just put her collars back on. And that's it.